Ding ding. Welcome to another episode of Bell to Bell. Tonight, I am joined by my boy, the host, the proud owner of the People's Debate, the man who is on a streak of 9-11 in Locks and Dogs. He is Milton Win. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. Thankful to be here. I'm so excited to talk about this card with you. So appreciate you inviting, of course.
Inviting. This is your co-hosting, brother. We are here for this. We are about to go live with everybody here tonight to talk about possibly one of the greatest cards of the year, of the decade, maybe. Who knows? It just depends how the results go.
Right.
On
Yeah.
paper, it looks amazing. 322. Madalena versus Makachev, Madison Square Garden. You name it. This is going to be a epic show in New York.
Two
Now,
super fights. Literally super fights.
super fights, and you got former title contenders, former champions on the card as well. Guys, before we get into that, do us a solid. Like, share, subscribe with this channel, the People's Debate on Facebook, on YouTube. Follow them on all platforms that you find them at. Follow us at Puro Pinche Sports on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, all the good stuff. Don't forget, every subscription allows Milton 1 hour of sleep.
Yeah. Zero. Got zero last week. So boost it up.
Exactly. The,
Boost it up. Thank you.
the nightmare is real for him. But let's get started, Milton. UFC 322 is coming in. The books are about to be set.
Yes.
We are 2 days away from watching Jack Della Maddalena defend for the first time his UFC welterweight title against the former UFC lightweight champion, the long not the longest reigning champion, the one with the most title defenses, Islam Makachev. Now this is a big super fight because technically Islam never lost the title. He is the former champion because he moved up in weight class, and now all of a sudden Dana White has the cojones to strip champions if they decide to move up.
Mhm.
And actually, that's the case for both fights. So we're gonna see. We're gonna talk about two main fights.
Right.
But now he goes up to 170. He's challenging to win another championship belt against a formidable champion, a man who is how many fights win streak he's in right now, Milton?
18.
He
18.
18
0 and 2.
fights,
118.
and now he is on an 18 fight streak, and now we get to see him go against the best that the lightweight division has to offer.
Yeah.
Milton,
Pound for pound.
talk to me about this fight
Oh.
that we're gonna see this Saturday night for the welterweight title.
Well, like you said, Jack Della Maddalena, for people that don't know, because a lot of people already seen Islam before, Jack is on a quite a win streak himself. Not just Islam; both of them have went over 3,000 days without smelling defeat. So both of the guys are high level. It's not just Islam fighting some can that won a belt. He's a champion for a reason, and all proper respect to Jack Della Maddalena. I have to preface it by saying I have to say that just because the biases is going to come out. You got, I believe, the pound for pound fighter of the last couple years in Islam Makachev going up in weight, doing something that his mentor did not do in Habib Nurmagomedov. And I think this matchup is the most difficult matchup for Islam in the welterweight top five, other than possibly Shavkat. But I think he made his way out of the top five, if I'm not incorrect on that.
Shavkat is still ranked number three,
Okay, sweet. Good.
despite the injury that's
Right.
been keeping him
Let's
out
hope
of the.
but I was
I think his last fight's still within a year, so he hasn't been disqualified of top five contention yet.
okay. Well, other than Shavkat, it's going to be the most difficult matchup for Islam just because Jack, yes, he's a striker. However, his scrambling skills are top tier. He is a very good grappler, not to Islam's, but it's your basic rundown of striker versus grappler. Both of them well rounded, one of them more well rounded because they utilize both in the striking. and the grappling. There's a little biases, brother. So I'd love to hear how you would break it down if it's a little bit different. But I think Islam, without the weight cut, his chin's gonna be better. A lot of people are questioning the cardio. His cardio will be better, and the way that he has gained the weight proper to make this weight class and be in an optimal range, he's done it the right way. He's done it the longer, not up abrupt, not calculated decision. All of his camp are ready for a guy in Jack. I don't care. You could bring Craig Jones, Volkanovski. You could bring the whole Australian hockey team. I really don't care if they have a hockey team. I don't know. But Islam, I think, will be able to do whatever he wants, not just grappling. I think on the feet, he is going to also provide problems to Jack. He can't keep it striking, but we all see a guy in Islam with his striking capabilities be a problem for strikers because of that threat. Because once he takes you down, he's a better. I don't like the comparison with Bilal. He's a better takedown artist than Bilal. He can control much better than Bilal, and he is a much bigger submission threat. So I think Islam really does whatever he wants if both guys are healthy in this
No,
match.
I completely understand. If Jack is somehow the way he did it with Bilal, able to somehow find a way to keep it standing the whole time, you think that Islam still has the advantage on the stand up?
No, no, no,
Okay.
no. If he can, if it's 0 for 10, of any Islam fan is going to be sweating because that's not going to be good for Islam. But I don't think that will happen. Islam is not a traditional double leg, single leg kind of guy. He's more of a I'm going to get upper body control, play with you on the cage, trip you, and then you're going to expose something. You're going to let him mount you, or you're going to expose your back. Where both of them are going to be very problematic for Jack.
Which would be man, it's interesting because look, I understand what you're saying. Islam's been arguably a dominant champion in his division. The only real threat he had was maybe the last two rounds against Volkanovski in that first fight, but then he shut it down in a short notice fight the second time around. And then, of course, the Dustin Poirier. We know how much of a scrapper he is, but at that point, Dustin Poirier is not the same level that maybe a prime Dustin Poirier. Obviously, he would retire a fight or two later. So I don't know, man. This is a tricky one because both guys are on hot streaks, and but we know Islam can humiliate you if you're on a hot streak. He did it to Charles Oliveira. Not to say that Jack can't stop. He's not Charles, right? He doesn't have he didn't already have the 10 losses going into that fight and stuff like that. He hasn't lost, like you said, in over 3,000 days. So it's just at this point, can Jack keep it to his game plan? Can he make sure he's not being stepped back into the cage the whole time, that he's not getting walked down? He's got to keep it more in the center of the cage. He's got to be able to keep it as much standing as possible. He's got to try to frustrate Islam the same way freaking Marab frustrated Umar.
Sure, but you know
Uh,
this totally.
it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. It's not a clear game plan, but it's easier said than done. But that's essentially for JDM to have to do because let's be honest, when it comes to Dakistani wrestling, grappling, whatever,
Mhm.
it's almost nearly impossible to stop it.
Yeah.
You need to have your own type of level that's as equal
You have to be
to
Marab. You just mentioned him. You have to be
yeah.
Marab. That's it.
You have to be Marab to be able to stop it, and Jack doesn't have that fulfillment. Now, it's when he's on the ground because he will get taken down. That is going to be the difference maker.
Right.
How are you? Are you going to panic? Are you going to give up stuff? You yourself is a black belt jiu-jitsu and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Can you keep it to your pace? Can you win from your back? That's a tough question to ask
Yeah.
when you're fighting a guy like Islam.
But I want to hear you try to make the case for Jack because it's so obviously. Oh, you keep it standing. He's the better boxer. He is the better boxer. He probably
Yeah.
has more power. He doesn't have better kicks, and of course, then I don't think Islam's going to do the kick for punch value. No, but give me a argument on how can Jack win other than just the easy answer? Oh, keep it standing because I don't think that's plausible in this matchup.
Well, that might not be plausible, but that Sally Milton might be the only answer. And that's the issue for Jack going into this fight. Now, you're right. Bilal doesn't have the wrestling skills that Islam has, which is why Jack was able to keep it standing. It wasn't just that Bilal wanted to be Canelo and wanted to keep standing to prove that he's the best boxer in MMA. It's also that Jack didn't let him take him to the ground.
And where he
Now,
got up, he wasn't being just wet blanketed. He was
yes,
always moving to try to get up.
exactly. So with this situation, that's literally, honestly, Milton, the only game plan because it might also be where to the point, like I said, if he's gonna have to fight from his back, he's got to try to wear down Islam the same almost as much as Islam is wearing him down, and that's like, again a tough thing to ask because it's not saying that he doesn't have great cardio, but with any fighter, once you start getting to the fourth and fifth round, you're gonna get a little tired and you might want to take those 5 minute breaks, right? Sometimes we see fighters take a 5 minute break. Now, I'm not saying Islam's going to, but there was that point in the fight with Dustin Poirier where he did need to take a little step back, and that's kind of where Dustin caught him to make it a little more interesting fight.
For sure, for sure, I understand.
Can Jack do that? Can he be durable enough to survive the first three initial rounds and then find maybe that 2 minutes where Islam probably just wants to get a little breather and then catch him?
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's probably going to be his best near bet, unless he just knocks him out in the first minute standing up. That's again, but those are less likely things to happen and more for championship rounds, which where Jack is probably going to have to win the fight in the championship rounds.
Yeah, the entire card is a big mystery box. They're very meaningful. There's five meaningful fights on this entire main card, all with huge implications as far as legacy, how much they're going to be getting paid when their contract is up, and of course, bragging rights into getting within a championship or contender kind of fight. With Islam, I think the mystery that's what makes this fight so interesting because we don't know how Islam is going to look up in weight against another big guy in Jack. People are overdoing it with how big Jack is. Jack's not gonna in the cage. He's not gonna look bigger than Islam. I
They're
just
one
want
inch
to.
apart. They're 1 inch apart, and Islam already looked like a big lightweight. Like it's
He's
not
not
even
gonna
like it's not no.
you've seen him when he went up against Alex in the first fight. No, not trying to make excuses for him why he looked bad in that last round. But you saw him. The muscle bellies weren't full. It looked like a bad weight cut. It didn't look like he can take much damage, which he couldn't. And then he got tired in the last round.
Hmm.
I think with Islam going up to 170, people are underestimating, as crazy as that sounds, how Islam is going to look without being without dying the week before a fight of your life. He's not going to be dying. He's still weight cutting, but he's not going to be dying. He's actually going to be able to be even stronger in the cage. Because even guys that were tangled up with him was like, he's not that strong like Habib. But of course, if you know how much weight he cuts, of course he's not going to be that freaking strong.
Yeah.
Some people it works differently, and I think people are going to see Islam's already a pound for pound one or two. After this fight, it's going to be undoubtedly number one. Just how good he's going to look at 170. He's been
Now,
killing himself for years.
yeah, he hasn't fought in 10 months, which is fine.
Right,
It's
perfect.
also just trying to adapt into the new style. And of course, the fight that he last had was a short notice change
Yeah,
from what originally scheduled to be.
yeah,
Um, so we'll get to see a nice fresh Islam, I think. I think people already can guess what our predictions will be.
for sure,
By the way we're signing out right now, it's and not to discredit Jack because JDM had a great job to journey to get where he's at today.
for sure.
And you never know, he could still surprise and he could still get the W. But the truth is that we have a bigger resume in the championship fights with Islam than we do with JDM. That resume with guys that he's defeated, the guys he's dominated over, it's a much more impressive list than the guys that JDM has fought in the welterweight division.
Mhm.
And again, no disrespect, Bilal was on a streak himself. He was dominating his division. He hadn't lost a fight in a long time,
Right.
and he made Bilal look like a fool. So JDM could do the same thing by miraculously, but we just don't see it because it's sometimes so tough to count out these top legacy guys like to lose. Like we'll see John Jones probably again at the White House
Yeah.
against maybe Aspinall, against Pereira, whoever he is. It's gonna be tough to bet against him because of legacy.
Mhm.
Um, so out of respect, I'm gonna say that we're both going for Makachev, or at least we believe he's gonna win the fight.
Mhm.
And now it's just depends how we see him winning the fight. Jack hasn't lost since what 2016 when he first started his fighting career. He didn't know what weight class to be at the time. By the way, he was fighting both welterweight and middleweight, and he didn't know what the balance was. So um, he hasn't lost in nearly 10 years. How will, if you do believe he will lose, JDM? How will JDM lose this Saturday?
Third round. Third round submission finish.
Mm,
JDM's gonna think he can take a chance because of the great, by the way, Craig Jones, the fantastic, the I think top three overall grappler in that I've watched. He's gonna think he can take a chance that he was able to take with Craig Jones, and yeah, the he's going to get choked. I think either that or his arm or shoulder is going to be misplaced. I could see a longer, runned out, more competitive Dan Hooker kind of finish for Jack. Jack's not Alex. Not saying like obviously
no,
they're totally different, but the build is completely different. That's why Alex and a guy like Ilya are more intimidating for me than Jack.
I will say, out of respect for what Jack has done, as the Patriots are fighting the Jets right now, um, give me out of respect for JDM, fifth round submission for
Okay.
Makachev.
Okay.
I think I could see Islam control the fight for the first 2.5 rounds. JDM finding some rhythm to fight back. Fourth round is very competitive, and then the fifth round is where he slips another barbell choke and he takes the title. So now then we can finally see Islam versus Ilya Taporia.
Yeah, what a that'll even be much even more interesting matchup because how is it going to play out? But lastly, after before leaving this fight, I think all the JDM fans, you laid it out perfectly on how he can win. If Islam does get tired, because Jack's cardio is good, it is. I respect the cardio. He has cardio. He's there. The punching power, the speed is there all the way in 5 rounds, grueling rounds. So you laid it out perfectly. And when Islam is trying to take a breather, he's going to have to step it up and then start working his body, his 1-2 combinations, all of that kind of stuff. And he could find a TKO, which, me, I'll probably say it was stopped too early, but a win is a win. And he could find that. I could see that. I just don't think there's a mystery, but I just don't think Islam moving up at his actual weight class, in my opinion. This is
Uh,
just start another legacy for him.
if Islam loses, 2025 is the year of the downfall
Yeah, that's where I'm just not going to talk
of the
about it.
Alfada.
Yeah, not going to bring those guys up anymore. So,
Didn't help you last time.
they haven't helped me in a while. Yeah, Marab, your days are numbered.
They treated you the same way they treated the fighting nerds.
Nerds didn't deserve the hype. It was so crazy. But all right, but
Hey, you sometimes just enjoy the hype. It's fine. And then watch the downfall happen.
mm-hmm.
All right. Well, now that we got the main event out the way, we're looking at and new, but we wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way, and still, because of course, there's always a fighter's chance. Valentina Shevchenko, a two-time UFC Women's Flyweight Champion, set to defend her championship against now the former two-time UFC Women's Strawweight Champion in Zhang Wei Li. Two powerhouses, two of the greatest women fighters in MMA history, not just UFC, just in general, what they've done. Look at their resumes. Look who've compiled against. And almost no one better, except of course Amanda Nunes. If you had a Mount Rushmore of women MMA, you probably have these three on there for sure. Two of these women are fighting this Saturday. They're fighting for the flyweight title. Milton, talk to me about the fight.
No, this one hurts so much, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Again, when we talk about biases, maybe one. I think on paper, objectively speaking, before anything plays out, this is one of the best cards of the year. But me having the biases, my favorite male fighter is fighting, and my favorite all-time female fighter is fighting. However, Valentina's fighting Zhang Hui Li, and Wei Li is a beast. Okay, and I'm really, really scared as a fan. Right now, I'm not analyzing this. I'm not doing that. I watched the tape. I've watched both of these women before they could sniff a championship, and I am absolutely terrified as a Valentina supporter. I can't break this down for you because I'm just scared. And the way every time I break it down, it doesn't look good for me, what I want to happen. So, I mean, you can break it down and, hurt my feelings or hype me up. Go right ahead, man. I'm don't want to break this one down, actually.
These women are, I guess, mentioned already, two of the greatest of all time. Now, right now, they're mid to late 30s, so they have their resumes. They can end today and they'll be guaranteed MMA Hall of Famers.
Hands down.
Not even just UFC because UFC Hall of Fame is what it is. But if you talk about legacy, Mount Rushmore, best of all time, these two have cemented it. What is crazy is that we've seen both of them lose recently, right? There's a reason why they're two-time champions in their respective divisions.
Right.
Valentina got choked out. She looked like the Pink Power Ranger. Uh, Zhang Weili got head kick knocked out, and maybe the fight got finished too early, according to the ref. But
And
the
then lost
rematch,
a bogus decision. Oh, shame on you. Not you, Rose and all.
I mean, Rose did win that fight, but
She
it's
did
fine.
not win that
It's
fight.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. She got you, and then she got back to the title.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm the best.
Go,
I'm the
go,
best.
go
I'm the
ahead.
best.
Yeah. And everybody fell in love with that. I'm like, how cringe is that? All right, whatever, guys.
Hey, it
Once you
was
got music in the background, that's when it makes sense. It's all good. It's all good.
well. Anyways, both of these women are going to be elite strikers. You're going to talk about some Muay Thai versus some kickboxing. You're going to talk about some nasty work. You will not see a decision in this fight. Someone will go down and it might break your heart either way.
Yeah,
Whether Valentina goes in for a beautiful head kick and she twirls away to retain her championship, or Wei Li puts in the clinch, throws him some beautiful knees, elbow strikes amongst the cage, and then Valentina succumbs to the punishment. It doesn't matter. We, as the UFC fans, win because we're gonna see two of the greatest. This is gonna be fight of the night. This be fight of the year
okay.
because these that's how great these women are. Milton, I'm gonna tell you right now, the size difference might feel like it's
There,
crazy because it's the same thing. It's a 1 inch apart, the same way we talk about JDM. But we've also seen Wei Li being at 115, and that just feels way too small.
I'm gonna say, I think it's a little different. Valentina is big. She's gonna
Yeah,
fight.
she's a big 125er, a big
Yeah,
125, and that might literally be the difference maker as far as everything because Wei Li, for the most part, other than Rose, has fought everyone either at eye level or even above them. And but I mean, and that's probably what Valentina's going to have to do. She's probably going to have to study what Rose did to win those two fights. Now, I know that's not your liking at all, uh, but we know Valentina's got the more skills than Rose does to really dominate and take control of that fight. I'm gonna tell you right now, I still have and still because I do think Valentina is at least as of right now the second greatest women fighter of all time, and I want to see that trilogy fight with Amanda Nunes, and it doesn't happen if she doesn't win this fight. But
uh,
Zhang Wei Li can break a lot of hearts, and that's okay because we'll be standing up, clapping, giving a stand
yeah.
ovation for both of these women.
You can't remember that time when she fought Rose and they booed her. I got so upset. I said, "How can you boo Wei Li? She's trying to be like she's learning the language. What are y'all doing? Just because you like somebody, you don't have to boo somebody else." But nonetheless, I digress. Yeah, I hope you're right. Because one, for legacy and for fans and all of that, Valentina Amanda Nunes 3 will sell the freak out immediately. And I would love to see that because the same thing, second fight, she got robbed, but whatever. Who cares? Who's
That
counting?
one I agree with you. The first
And
one,
yeah,
no. The second one, I agree
the
with you.
first one you got it. She got it for fair and square. Second fight, whatever. It was close. Wei Lee, however, is just. I hope you're right because she is going to be bigger than Wei Lee, but Wei Lee's scrambling ability, her offensive and defensive wrestling and jujitsu is on a different level that I don't think people are really giving respect to.
And we've already seen with the trilogy fight with Alexa Grasso
Mhm.
that Valentina is susceptible to get taken down. And if she's not able to scramble back up, if she's lays on her back for too long, Wei Lee will catch her
Yeah. That,
and will turn her back into the Pink Power Ranger.
if if this becomes a grappling fair, depending on who has
H-
the top position,
Hendy, by the way, Hendy touchdown.
who?
Henderson.
That's what I'm talking about. B plus. See, easy on
Yeah.
me. But if it becomes a grappling affair, whoever is able to establish more top position, that's going to be everything. But there is still a difference there. Wei Lee will try her best to get up, make a scramble happen, might put herself in a bad position, don't get me wrong. But Valentina has only certain strangles that she really utilizes. Versus Valentina, if she's on her back, she's willing to just play guard and that will not suit her very well against Whaley. Even if she doesn't get beat to a pulp or pink or whatever, she's gonna lose the round. And
Yeah.
yeah, but who are you favoring?
So
Who
I
you
got Valentina.
by what?
I'm gonna go and out of respect because they're both gonna kill each other. I'm gonna say full 25 minutes bloodbath.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going Valentina. I hope actually it's boring. I want her to. I want her
I
to.
want bloodbath.
I know. I know.
I want them to be suspended medically for at least 9 months.
Funny. That's hilarious. If I when Valentina starts bleeding, my heart hurts. So that's how deep this is, and so I hope Valentina just 50-45. She had about 20 minutes of control.
50, 45.
50-45.
What? 25 minutes of control.
20 minutes of control, a total of 15
Ooh, I
strikes.
thought we won fight of the year, not
Not,
snooze fest of the
that's
year.
what you want,
Chill out.
and I would
Dog,
love
bro.
that. I know
Dog,
everybody would
dog.
love that,
You
but
can't say
you
this is the greatest card of the year and then be like, oh, well,
and
we
it's
want
just
that
one fight.
snooze fest in
I
the
told
co-main
you,
event.
I told you, don't ask me about this one. I'm biased. I want Valentina to win this fight. If she could just knock her out, I don't think she can. So I can see her, just Hamzatting it, and no blood for Valentina the Great, and I will get another twirl, and still.
Well, let's see how the fight goes. Hope I believe fight of the night, bloodbath. Let's make it happen, ladies.
Yeah.
You will steal the show.
Yeah.
And if they do that, will this be the first women's fight Cody respects?
Man, he came too late. He didn't get to see. Speaking of Wei Lee, Joanna and Wei Lee. We should have told him. Yeah, I'll tell him
He
later.
needs to look the best of the 2010s or something like
Yeah, he
that.
needs to watch some of that kind of stuff. Cyborg. He needs to watch
Hell, even the early Ronda fights when she would get like the first and second round finishes, like
quick armbar. Boom. Yeah, let's.
Mexico hair, fucking all this shit. Like, quick, vámonos.
Oh, real. Last time Islam lost, Ronda Rousey was undefeated. That's how long ago it was. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, wasn't Islam on the prelims?
Yeah. Yeah. Then everybody thought he just was like
But
a
that
slow.
means that just means Jack has a chance because he lost. He's not Khabib. Khabib never lost.
He's not Habib.
Yep.
Never head kicked. Khabib never head kicked KO, the pound for pound guy either.
He never had a dolly thrown at him. I mean, Islam.
Oh yeah, but
Through a bus.
that's true. Hey, get your game up.
All right, going into the mid fight of the main card. It is a spectacular, fun welterweight fight between Sean Brady taking on Michael Morales. This is gonna be its own scrap fest because these two guys, two top 10 fighters in the welterweight division, are trying to move up, trying to get a title shot. It's a loaded welterweight division. If And we, of course, we already said if Islam wins, then Elias probably going to get the next title shot, which doesn't make sense because that's not a welterweight. That's a freaking featherweight. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
um, these two guys are trying to move up the ladder. One's ranked number 2 in the rankings. The other one's ranked number 8. Um, Milton, both guys are on a good streak. Sean Brady's on a current 3-fight win streak after his loss to Bilal.
Yeah.
Michael Morales hasn't lost a fight in his career whatsoever. So Brady versus Morales, break it down.
Oh, what a fight, dude. When this got announced, I was terrified that it was going to not come to fruition. Because when I see this kind of fight, I'm like, this is too good to be true. A young up and comer versus a guy that was the young upper. He's still young ish. He's not old,
We're talking
right?
about 18-1 versus 18-0. Let's
Right.
remember that.
Sean Brady, when his come up, everybody was like, this guy's going to be the freaking champ. Look at his grappling. It's absolutely wonderful. Then Bilal pillow hands just beat him up and then just made him quit. Uh, and, he took that on the chin, literally. Michael Morales is a guy that I don't think while he's in the cage, other than his finishes, so the last couple fights, I don't think fans are really caring about Michael Morales, but he's a highly skilled. He's a Muay Thai black belt. He's a something else black. I think he's a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt or a judoka black belt. He has the skill set that everybody wishes they had, and he has the young talent, the athletic ability, the height, the reach. So it's just a perfect matchup between two up and comer guys that are top echelon as far as talent in their own way. Now, who can you really favor? I don't freaking know. Michael Morales has never seen anything close to Sean Brady. If he gets a
No.
hold of you in the clinch, what are you going to do? He's not going to hurt you most likely. But if you slip up and you're on the mat with Sean Brady, you're not getting up for the round, or you might not get up and wake up like
Yeah.
unconscious. So but Michael Morales has the capabilities to slow down fights and make the opponent fight how he wants the fight to go, which can be good or bad. He can get the TKO, get the knockout, or it's more of a slow, steady. Michael Morales is constantly hitting the other while he's not getting hit. And Sean Brady is not a threat on the feet to Michael
Yeah.
Morales. Uh, I I am leaning towards Michael Morales being able to play with the range, but I gotta tell you, man, Sean Brady, the way he dismantled Leon Edwards made me respect it a little more and find it okay. He can actually do this to high level guys. Now, what are you thinking? Because again, it's the easy match of grappler striker, but both of these guys really haven't got in there with their style before.
No. This is where two guys can cancel each other out, right? Like, let's for example, you're talking about what type of, let's say what submission, grappling, wrestling that freaking Sean Brady brings into the cage. I do want to reiterate that Michael Morales isn't an amateur when it comes to that. He did start with judo and then transition to wrestling. So, and of course, he does, like you mentioned, he does have his black belt as well. His parents were
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu, black belt jiu-jitsu. So they probably, I know they trained the hell out of him to make sure he got his shit right.
yeah,
The difference maker is going to be the reach. Sean Brady 72, Michael Morales 79.
yeah.
The
And if you
distance that
don't,
Michael Morales can keep a pace away from a Sean Brady, we're looking at two men. It's about, like, I think Sean Brady has given up about 4 inches as far as height.
yeah,
So I do think they cancel each other out as far as the ground. Now we're turning this into a stand up. I have Morales. I get it. What you're saying. His resume right now is not as impressive, obviously, as Sean Brady's, right? But and when you look at the wins over Gilbert Burns, kind of washed up Gilbert Burns from what he once was, Neil Magny, who washed up from what he once was. Those guys are not in their big win streaks no longer. These are guys are more older, closer to the end type side of fighters. With Sean Brady, you're right. He impressed the hell out of us. But at the same time, too, I don't think Leon Edwards had heart since that title fight
Yeah,
against
that's fair.
Bilal.
That's fair.
And even then, I thought his heart was stolen in that second Usman fight until he got the head kick knockout. Um, Now, who knows? Leon Edwards did recently see his brother uh, do some amazing finish, same finish, right? Head kick knockout.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. BR.
And so maybe it remotivated him to want to like do that stuff again. But that's for the next fight we'll talk about right now. Here in this situation, it's a big risk for Sean Brady to put up his number 2 ranking against a guy who's on the come up, like even at rank number 8. I do have Michael Morales getting the upset here.
Yeah.
I don't think it goes all 3 rounds. I do think that he finds a way to get it, and we are shocked, and this will be a performance of the night.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty. That's coming in hot right there. I think Michael Morales does get it done, but by decision. Yeah, I think Sean Brady will. He'll make it tough on him, but once he can't get the takedowns, Sean Brady and I'm not. I'm a fan of Sean Brady. I'm not a fan of his camp. It's a bunch of numbnuts when it comes to striking defense and all of that. So I'm pretty sure Michael Morales is going to tune him up. I don't think he'll finish him, but I could be wrong. But I got a Michael Morales decision comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
And now we're getting into the second fight of the main card. It is the former UFC welterweight champion Leon Edwards taking on the fighting nerd who is on a win streak. Just it's a 1 fight win streak.
Yeah.
Well, there's a win streak in the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carlos Pratis. Carlos Pratis is coming in after losing his fight with Ian Machado Gary,
Mm-hmm.
where he lost the fight. He could have won it. And I think the fight with Jeff Neal really showed like I have the skills. Let me freaking just show it.
Finishing Jeff Neal.
Fit, and I think I called it too. I think I said, you know what? He's gonna finish him.
He never got finished. So
He had
hey,
never been finished, and I was like, and that's the last second of the first round.
you got it.
And I was like, thank you for this. Make you look good.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Leon Edwards, like I mentioned, just saw his brother. I believe his name is Fabian Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, go out there and win his fight same way, head kick, knockout. You know, there's some motivation probably back into him to like want to compete again.
Okay.
But I do believe a lot of his soul is gone.
Mm.
Right? It's at least his fighter soul. Like there's one thing to celebrate your family, your friends on their accomplishments when it comes to MMA sport. But with like we mentioned with the Sean Brady fight, does he have it? Does he want it now? I don't know, Milton. I don't know what Leon Edwards we're gonna see. Are we gonna see champion Chase Edwards or are we gonna see Snoof Fest Edwards?
Yeah.
Most things right now, we'll be telling you they're probably gonna get Snooze Fest Edwards.
Right.
This is the perfect time for Carlos Pratis to lift up the freaking fighting nerds, get a win over the former champion, and continue his journey back into title contention himself. He's ranked number 9. Both guys are ranked in the top 10. So it's great. We're getting a showcase of welterweight fighters in this card, in the main card. Um, what say you, my man?
Well, with Leon, even when you say, "Oh, the championship portion," like the positive of Leon, what is even? We don't even know what that is really.
The chase. That's why I said the chase, the championship chase, because champion chase Leon is a lot different than champion Leon, because I felt like we saw his soul get taken by Kamaru in the second fight.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got the lucky win.
Right.
He got the successful title defense because I think Usman's soul got taken in that freaking knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then he just goes on proceeds to lose with Bilal. So there's not really like you're right. There's not anything about the champion Leon, but champion Chase Leon was a different kind of fighter, a more motivated fighter. Is he motivated now to try to get back to the top, or has he succumbed to I've done enough in my career?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. With Leon, one, any degenerate gamblers, you stay away from this fight if you know it's good for you. Because
Yeah,
me and Jose, as much as we watch, as much as I used to love Leon before he was champion, I don't. You can't trust Leon. And even when Leon was building his way to the championship, he was decision, and he would do what he needed to do. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that with Prates. But again, with this entire main card, it's the mystery box because we haven't seen Leon against another striker in a while. All the
No,
time,
the UFC been trying to feed him monsters
right?
to make sure he dies.
Right. So now we have Leon going up against a striker, and we don't know how. We don't remember that, and that's you can give the benefit of the doubt, and to be fair to Leon, that he's only been going up against grapplers where he's worried about grappling, which stops.
No, and remember the last time they gave him a striker, he almost got knocked out by Nate Diaz in the final minute.
That's true. That's true.
And it
But
was and it's a washed up Nate. It's not young Nate or anything like that. And it's everyone knows Nate's game plan. He doesn't give a fuck about fighting anymore. And
right.
even that Nate almost put him down.
But most of the 98% of the fight, Leon was having his way with
No,
Nate.
no, I
But
understand,
I
right?
get you. If
They
you get
gave
caught by Nate,
they
you
get
gonna get caught by anybody.
yeah.
No offense to Nate.
They gave him old man Cerrone. They gave him old man post roids RDA.
Yeah.
They gave him only grappler Gunnar Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Papa.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not puppy.
And he out grappled Gunner. So I think if Leon is smart, if we break down this fight, if he goes striking with Prates, I think Prates is going to bring the fight more to Leon, which can put him in, bad scenarios possibly. But I think that fits Prates more because I think he'll be able to break or chip at Leon with the powerful strikes that he has. But Leon actually, I think, is the better overall fighter because he can grapple. He is a good grappler,
If we get championship chase Leon, you're right.
right?
We haven't seen that guy since the Nate Diaz fight.
Fair. But
So that includes two Kamara fights, a Colby, and a
he did
Bilal
take
fight.
down tomorrow. He did. He was the only one to historically get a takedown on Kamaru Usman.
And I said at the time, Kamaru, and even now I said it, his soul was gone because he can't believe he had lost that second fight. So by the time they got to the third fight, I'll be honest, if they got a fourth fight, I got Kamaru by a long shot.
Yeah, even the third fight, you saw it, but it was too late. Like,
It just wasn't himself. He didn't want it. He didn't want it as much.
He was very timid, but
And then you see Kamaru come back, win his recent fight, and it's like that's the Kamaru we like to see.
and I think Kamaru's he's an interesting candidate in this welterweight division now. I do think that. But on this fight, I am leaning towards Leon. I'm not confident in that whatsoever, but I'm leaning to Leon because I do believe his grappling, he'll be able to neutralize Prates, get him tired, and kind of do what he wants to him after that occurs. It's not going to be easy because Prates, he's freaking from Brazil. All right, I'm pretty sure he's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. Pretty freaking sure. All
Aren't
the
they all?
nerds are. Other than Hoofy, I think. So
All right, so he's a black belt Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He also specializes in Muay Thai, which we know him from his freaking style, and he's a southpaw as well. So,
two southpaws. Leon can switch. So I mean, we'll see, but I don't think Leon. I think Leon could stay striking if it's at his pace. But once Prates starts trying to implement his own and make it a bit dirty, that's when the grappling needs to occur. Even if he takes a page out of Islam's book and more does the Muay Thai trips or just the upper body control techniques, I'm favoring Leon, but I'm not confident by decision. Not
give me Prates by decision. We'll see between second and third round. Leon already quit on the stool. His coaches will be smacking him again.
If that happens, I'm completely done because I hated the last time how the other coach. Don't get me wrong, I think he was doing a little bit much for the camera, but how Leon expressed himself at that point, I did not like that.
Okay.
No,
Yes,
I told
Dad.
him to shut the hell up. Like it's like, yo, what?
I'm just saying that's the same. That's the same motivation that got him to turn a head kick switch on against Kamaru.
Yeah,
Like, don't tell your coaches to shut up when that's the same motivation that got you going.
it's like you telling me to shut up while I'm trying to help you win this fight.
Are you losing, fucker? You're
You're
about to lose that gold.
But yeah, I got Leon decision. You got Prates. I wouldn't be surprised Prates actually finishes Leon by KO.
No. All right, and let's get down to the lightweight division. Two guys are not really contending for the title, but they just want to move up to get into those
Fun
conversations.
fight. Fun fight.
Yep, it is number 9 ranked Benil Dariush taking on the number 13 ranked Benoit Saint Denis. Two guys are really they lost their ways in recent fights. Charles kind of put Benil back in, to down to towards the 10,
Yeah.
and of course, St. Denis has not been the same since Dustin Poirier clocked him a few rounds. So this is a more motivational fight for them to move up. This is not really to say they're going to be close to a title shot just yet. Probably going close to about the 7 or 8 rank position in rankings, but this should be a fun fight nonetheless.
Mhm.
You definitely see the older Benil trying to motivate himself back up, trying to get back into it. He just won his fight with Renato Moicano, who also had a recent title shot himself. But we know Renato Moicano is not that guy,
Yeah.
respectfully. Um, and as far as Benoit Denis, he is on a 2-fight win streak. He just submitted Mauricio Rufy back in September, where I was thinking the fighting is on a roll, and he put a stop to that right away.
Mm.
So now we are going to see them fight. Who takes this one, Milton? Break it down for me first.
Well, you kind of framed it 100% correctly. Both of these guys lost, I think, their aura. Benil had this aura with, like, man, maybe Benil, you remember this, maybe Benil can be the guy to beat Islam. Because, I mean, he is a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu no gi world champion, which means a lot, in my opinion, especially
Yeah.
MMA compared to gi. That's another conversation. But when it comes to Benoit, Benoit was this French savants, the French Marine that was
God of War.
right, God of War, and then Dustin and Hanato pretty much kind of ended that little streak of his. And like you said, he's on a 2-fight win streak against one nobody, not nobody in a disrespectful sense, but a short notice, no UFC, all that kind of guy. Beats that guy, and then beats Hoofy, like you said. Now, both of them are southpaws, which I think favors Benil, because I think Benil's grappling is going to be greater than Benoit. I don't like how Benil looked against Hanato, however. He looked so sloppy at the end, both of them.
If it wasn't Renato, it could have been caught by anyone else.
Right. He looked terrible at the end of that fight.
Yeah.
And I did not like the side of that. And Benoit does the same thing sometimes, but Benoit can get through it. And so can Benil. I understand that. But two southpaws both have very good grappling presence. One has much better grappling defense in Benil. I believe that this is Benil's fight to lose. Benoit, don't get me wrong, he can. Both of them have one of the nicest body roundhouse kicks in the entire division. So I think actually, and they're both southpaw, so I think that's really just going to negate that.
Yep.
I think Benil is just going to be a bit too much, and when Benoit wants to grapple, he's going to tire himself out, and Benil will eventually TKO Benoit in the latter second or third, or it'll be a sloppy decision by Benil.
So I do worry about Benil being too sloppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with BSD, a lot of the reason why he let himself get cooked by Dustin, this man, and it's a bad habit from MMA fighters who want to become like top tier strikers, because BSD is trying to be
Yeah.
trying is the key word.
Mhm.
Um, these boys keep their hands way too damn low. And
Right.
it's not like Beal doesn't have a little power in his hands to
Oh
get you
yeah.
at the right time.
His overhand's super sweet.
So my concern for BSD would be letting himself wide open to assault, whether it's because he's too worried about getting taken down and he's not doing so well on the ground on his back. That would be the thing that concerns me for BSD. But like we mentioned with the fight with Moicano, I don't think Dariush is fully here anymore. He did take a 2 year break
Yeah, he did.
essentially after his loss to not Arman. Arman, he took a 2 year break. I think he did try to fight, but I think he got injured in one of those training camps. So it took a while. He is older. He is at 35. I mean, you look at him, he probably looks more like 45, really.
Good 45, by the way.
A, but he's not that. He's 35. So
Right.
uh, I do think this is a sloppy fest. I do think we're looking at most likely a split decision. And because of that, I'm going with BSD.
Yeah. Mm. What's making you lean towards BSD?
Just going into the later rounds. As far as the
Trust
third.
more?
So I think they go start 1-1. Let's say Benil starts hot with 1-0.
Okay.
And I think more towards the middle of the second round, BSD starts taking more control, more advantage, starts getting the points, and he probably steals that second round. And then the third round, Darius just kind of like fades out. And because that's literally, and his hands will be way too low to our liking, and we're gonna be upset
Yeah.
because it's like you know better.
Yeah. If they have that kind of slugfest, yeah, BSD probably will get it done.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think.
out of respect for Darius. I will say no, he will not get submitted or
No.
TKO'd, but
I agree.
I think a fair split decision is in the books.
Okay. That would be really funny if that does happen. A split decision. Vanille Benoit. Yeah, that
Hmm.
sounds like a good fight though. If it's a split decision.
And it sounds very plausible with these two men.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I don't think we don't really we disagree on a couple, but nothing via yeah, nothing
Yeah,
via.
just to recap, we both have Islam to becoming the new UFC welterweight champion. We both have Valentina retaining the women's flyweight championship.
Fingers crossed.
We both believe in Michael Morales upsetting Sean Brady. We split on the Leon Edwards Carlos Pratis fight. I have Pratis, you have Edwards, and then we split on Dariush and Saint Denis. You have Dariush and I have Saint Denis. So we split on two fights. Everything else we're pretty much saying, but we also can see the scenarios for the other side as far as who wins what.
100%. Yeah, the only
So
person that's definitely 100% not going to win on this card.
there's Rodolfo Vera.
Nah, he could win. He could sub Bo. Bo.
Mm,
The negative with wrestlers, especially Bo's caliber, is leg locks, and Rodolfo is a fantastic leg locker. I wouldn't bet on it, but I just
yeah.
wouldn't. Bo, I lost all confidence in Bo. I would say the guy that's fighting Hamzat's partner, Cyrus Kayov, against
Mm-hmm.
Eric somebody.
Eric McConkinigo,
Yeah, I think
something like
that's the
that.
safest bet. Where this guy is going, I will bet the house. This guy is the other guy is gonna lose. He's the
Yeah.
only one that's gonna lose on this.
Let's go, Tracy Cortez.
Yeah, yeah. Who you favoring in that one, real quick?
She got the split decision last time. That doesn't mean shit. That was like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Um, they're both really good. Give me the
I
momentum
really
for
it,
Tracy. Yeah,
it's all about who is better at striking, and I think Tracy slightly is because
yeah.
Tracy,
She's a slugger. She'll.
right? She'll make it ugly, and
I
Aaron,
mean, her eyes already look like they can't open, so she won't mind getting punched in the eye or anything like that. But yeah, I think she could take this one
yeah, I
and
think
she'll go 2-0 against Aaron.
I agree. Tracy probably gets it done. Whoever is on top is gonna win because Aaron, if she's on top of Tracy, that's done so too.
And let's be fair. I know it's not the whole card. I'm going to mention this. That preliminary card is nice to look at. So even if you're not
Absolutely.
going to pay to watch the UFC pay per view card, that prelim card is going to be nice. Even with the Bo Nickel main eventing it, um, people and I think will enjoy themselves. Hopefully, there's no referee controversy. It's New York.
Have you heard about the new eye poke thing that they're doing? That now,
Well,
if you have your hands open, you they'll give you a harsh warning,
nah,
and then after that,
nah,
it's a point.
no. It should be point immediately.
Well, no, no. So it's not this. This is immediately a point. But you know how sometimes when guys are backing up, especially if they're
Just in
clear,
general, it doesn't matter.
I don't think so. I think that's going to be a problem.
Okay, let's get into that because we got time for this. We got time for this conversation.
Stephen
One.
Wonderboy, he always his stance. He has his hands open a majority of the time, yet he's never eye poked anybody. So
But not everyone's Stephen Wonderboy.
say it again. No,
Not
I agree.
everyone.
But
Not everyone's Wonderboy Thompson.
some guys, whenever you're fighting and you're out of range, sometimes you open your hand.
Yeah, yeah. You're like,
Right,
don't
right,
touch me.
right. Or, but as long as it's not like this, you're fine. But up here, they still, after that warning, they will take a point, and I think that can be problematic. I think they're overcorrecting it. I think
You
they need
gotta
to do
you
something
gotta
different.
penalize them right away, Milton, and you gotta force them into training habits to not do that. Because here's the thing:
Yeah,
when we call fouls in basketball, soccer, or freaking basketball, football, soccer, and whatever sport,
right.
it's an immediate penalty. We're not giving you a warning and then for you to give
They
it
do
to
warn
do it
them though.
again.
You know, in like football, they'll say, "Hey, man, you were doing this." Sometimes it's immediate, but fair enough.
Well,
Go ahead.
some most of the
Yeah,
time they still throw the flag, right? Whatever. But I'm saying is, you got your warning in the back.
yes,
Like, and we have to make it a serious consequence because guess what? We had Tom Aspinall get poked in the eye. He couldn't continue. Now everyone shit on him, which was stupid. And then the later week, we got another guy get poked in the eye. He's like, I think I can do it, even though his significant eye poke was not even the same as Aspinall's.
yeah. They
Respectfully,
knocked him out, and it was
yeah,
Aspinall's partner too. That's funny.
yeah. So look, penalize them immediately. Make it consequential because you already got yourself the advantage. Here's the other thing too. If you poke someone's eye by mistake, whatever, we never know it's gonna be intentional or unintentional, whatever, right?
Right.
If you poke them in the eye and you put yourself back by a point, now you're more urgent also to be finishing the fight because
Right.
now you can't go to the judges. So now we get to even have a more accentuated circumstance that the fight proceeds to be a more exciting fight. So we're not getting judges
No,
to be
so
involved, and now we're getting guys to recognize you can't just cheat and all that stuff to like or unintentionally or intentionally.
right, but I agree with that. I'm saying that they after they I'm saying once they open their hand from back here, they will take a point away. Not the action. The action there's no disagreement here. But if they have their hands open, they will take a point away. I think that can become I get it. Teach them in the training room, unteach.
I'm just saying if they touch the eyes, if they're backing up and this is all they're doing, that's not really
Yeah,
worth
but
taking
that's
off a
what I'm
point.
talking about. They're
Yeah,
saying
that's
once you
stupid.
have your hands open, after they gave you the harsh warning, they are going to take a point.
They ain't even gonna like fulfill that.
That,
They'll probably try it for the early prelims and then like you know what, scrap it. We're not doing that
I
shit
agree. I think that's a stupid call because I
because you
think
know
it's true.
because
It
by
just
the way, last year when they were like when they were when they introduced the new gloves and everything like that, no
yeah,
one bitched about the new gloves until John Jones did.
it
It's
doesn't.
like, damn, bro. And like you see how he's not even here to defend the title against Aspinall. And so you did all that. You brought in new freaking gloves that literally I saw a reduction in eye pokes. I don't know if you what about you. I saw a little bit of a reduction in eye pokes. But nonetheless, it's like, dude, like at this point, we're just gonna be putting on boxing gloves and there'll be no grappling.
I think some guys that I've heard made the very good point, and I remember back in the day, one of my instructors also made this point, but I didn't really think of it too much. The eye poke scenario, one that's normally you'll sometimes it's a learned behavior. Again, some traditional martial arts, your hands are open, and that's what they teach you. So I understand that's most traditional martial arts, not the stuff that most of these guys are learning and being acquainted to. But
Yeah,
you only times you really open your hands is when you're scared. So like when you're
coward.
retreating and then yeah, your hands are up and all of that. So it's a bad behavior, but guys that's been fighting years on years like Jim Miller and some guys like this never had an eye poking problem. So it's not really a glove fix. It's
Yeah,
fighters. And so I get like that when you went in the whole spill on there should be more consequences so these guys don't continue because that'll stop bad behavior. And I agree. But yes, what happened?
we missed the kick to go into the
Oh, he
half.
was doing so good.
I know.
Yeah,
We're up by 7. It's fine.
That's right.
All
Well,
right. Well,
we'll
the
see how they go.
who knows what they'll do. There probably won't be a solution anytime soon. Respectfully,
No problem.
um, I do love John Jones mocking Tom. It's funny. I know you probably don't like it.
I don't, dude. God. Wait.
I enjoy it because I know eventually, like, and it's just saying, like, John, you can beat Tom, bro. Just get in there. You have all the
Yeah,
skills and requisites that
everybody
could
can
do it.
shut up, and you can
Like,
do anything you want. If you beat Tom, you will be able to do anything you. He might pretend to fight and not fight again, but you'll have the leverage for years if you beat Tom.
I mean, you don't honestly. You also don't have to fight Tom at all. Your legacy's already written for
Of
itself. But
course, but you'll have because the UFC I think are gonna be like, all right, John, I really don't.
okay, hold on. Let me ask you this.
Of course,
They gave Tom the no contest, right, versus Cyril Gane.
right.
Should have been no contest or DQ.
I think if I were the judge or ref or commissioner, and I would be consistent, and I think this would make the MMA better, it would be a DQ.
Hell yeah. I don't care for no
Because that's
contest.
like you said again with the whole scenario, you have to punish that. That's bad behavior, and it could have been accidental. That's cool. If you accidentally, that's where there's a reason why in law there's murder, there's first, second, and manslaughter because it's you didn't mean to do it, but you did it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're
Hmm.
all the time. You know what I mean? So
I hate that you had so many people like almost like defending Gone. You should have kept going, Tom.
I
You
think
should
Tom
have kept fighting, Tom.
he put himself in a bad position, him and his dad. Because have you seen all the stuff that his dad's been saying? But then the doctor that took the eye exam, that not the guy with the flashlight in the cave, the
Yeah.
guy with the eye exam revealed that there's nothing wrong with your eye. And I believe Tom because I can't speak for him. But now his dad's saying he still can't see. It's like, all right, dude, relax. Like, chill out. You could have made an executive decision just like Aljamain Sterling, and it's all. And you don't have to answer for that. I agree with that. Like, if you could see, but it hurt, and you didn't want to even take that chance, I'm cool with that. But I
Yep.
just would kind of, leave it alone. I wouldn't keep it going, because trolls are gonna troll. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But all right, guys, that's our analysis post 321 iPoke. Kate, what is it? iPoke Gate.
iPhone
Uh,
gate. Yeah,
and of
great.
course our predictions for UFC 322.
So,
Milton, we still have another pay per view next month, but next week at Qatar, we're still gonna have a great fight between Osman Saruki and a grudge match versus Dan Hooker.
yeah.
These two men have been arguing and fighting with each other on Twitter. These keyboard warriors will finally step into the cage and settle that score. And we also get former champion Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary.
What a card.
We're probably not going to break it down tonight or next week,
Well,
but I would encourage you to watch that card.
let's say the winners right now. Come on. What do you think? Armin and Dan. I think Dan's full of manure. Armin's gonna finish him.
Oh, that's fine. That's what Dan's known for, to get finished.
Said, "Oh,
But
I
hey,
barely beat
hey,
James Gamrot." I know.
hey, but those the new body tattoos give him some superpowers. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
he
saying?
he said, "Oh man, I didn't think I would beat Gamrot that has no finishing capability." And now you're going against Armand, which he does. And if yes, the MMA math is weird, but
Armand, earn yourself your damn title shot back, you fat fuck, because you cost yourself a title shot
yeah,
last
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So Armand gets the win. Give me Ian Machado Gary to beat up Bilal
I agree.
and move up into possibly future Ian Machado Gary Shafkat 2.
I agree.
But all right, Milton, I'm good for the night. Halftime right now, Patriots and Jets only up by 7. I need them to complete the story and win me by 14.
I agree.
Guys, stay tuned. Enjoy everything that we are producing out there. Puro Pinche Sports on Tuesdays. The People's Debate Wednesdays. Bell to Bell at this point is monthly. When we get all together, we do want Chad here when he has the opportunity to. Guys, stay tuned. Enjoy, like, and subscribe every damn channel. Support us. Let Milton sleep.
Please look at the bags.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Okay. That yeah, I don't have enough lighting to like really show the baggage. I have more dark eyes, anyways. Well, anyways, guys, enjoy the fight card this Saturday. Stay safe out there. Call a friend. Make sure they're all doing good in life. Make sure they're all right. Just show them some love. Make them remember that they do matter to you and all that stuff. But guys, for Milton, I am Jose Garza. We are bell to bell. Ding ding.
And he's out.